Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Today's video is going to be all about my philodendron collection. I have collected quite a few philodendron over the past year or so, and now my collection, I think, is ready to be shown to the world. So I'm really excited. I love philodendron. They've got to be hands down my favorite genus of houseplants. I just love how diverse and fun and eccentric they all are. So without any further ado, let's just get into the collection. The first philodendron I'm going to show you guys is my Philodendron Brandtianum. So this philodendron has been a little difficult for me over the past couple of months, mainly because I just really couldn't figure out its care or exactly what it needed from me. But I think I finally figured it out. First and foremost, the Brandtianum loves to climb, okay? So I originally was treating this plant as if it was supposed to be a trailing plant, which of course you can go ahead and try to make that work for you, but it wasn't working for me at all. So I figured out that if you stake it up on something, right now this is just a bamboo stake, and allow it to climb up and work its way up, that it actually seems to do a lot better in that environment. So I highly recommend getting this on a moss pole or a plank or a bamboo stake in my case. It's doing really well. It's got this new leaf that it's just working to unfurl. And I just have her in a little chunky mix media right now, lots of perlite. She definitely needs a drink. This is really dry, so I will definitely give her a drink today. But yeah, she's thriving, she's doing really well. I finally figured out her care, which is obviously the most important thing you can do for your plants. This next plant I talked about in my last November favorites video, my Philodendron Micans. So I did talk about this, so not a whole lot else to say other than I love, absolutely love and adore these velvety leaves. I absolutely love how pillowy and velvety, and also how, if you can tell, it's got a little bit of reddish undertone in there with this guy. And then the abaxials are also pretty reddish. So that's why I would really consider this one to be like a fall favorite, in my opinion, and an overall staple in my collection as well. Next up is my Philodendron Pastazanum. This one is a huge plant right now. She has 4 leaves. This is the newest leaf it recently put out. It's really hard to get this whole thing in the frame, but she is so gorgeous, as you can see. And I struggled with her in the beginning because I imported her from Florida, and she lost all of her leaves due to cold damage, and so I had to grow back every single last leaf you see here. And she has been such a trooper ever since she came in from Florida. She is working on her 5th leaf right there. So crazy. And yeah, she's also just chilling in terracotta and some chunky mix as well. So yes, I am so thrilled, so excited, so proud of this plant for bouncing back. You know me, I love a pillowy leaf. There's nothing better than it. And so I absolutely adore this plant. This is my favorite leaf right here. She's so big. Absolutely love this plant, and I totally recommend this plant if you guys are interested in getting like a bigger philodendron for your collection. This is definitely one of my favorites. All right, and now we have the Philodendron Gloriosum Verde, a close cousin or relative of the Pastazanum. She also has these really cute pillowy type textured leaves. She also has like a velvety type of texture as well. This one has been thriving as well ever since I imported her from Ecuador, Ecuador. If you guys know, I have a video on that about this plant. And she has all of her import leaves, still did not lose a single one, including this one, which I thought she was definitely gonna get rid of soon, but she is still pushing forth and hanging on to it. And she's working on another leaf right here. So the thing about this plant though, I must say, I am having trouble rooting her. So she is in water right now. She has roots. So the rooting process is going, but I'm not yet ready to pot her into soil because her roots are still pretty juvenile. So I just have her in water right here. And so she's just been chilling there, doing her thing, looking gorgeous. But yes, love this plant. Another one of my favorites, for sure, for philodendron. Okay, so next we have a cutting. This is the Philodendron Silver Sword, or Philodendron hastatum. Yeah, so we have a bit of an issue with this plant because when I first purchased this plant, it had 4 amazing, ginormous leaves. I ordered it from a seller online who is based in Louisiana. The day that the plant was supposed to ship to me, the seller reached out and told me, yeah, the plant lost 2 of its leaves. And I said, that's fine. Could I just get, you know, some money back? This plant, basically, long story short, has been struggling ever since I purchased it. Ever since it even like left the shipping like facility. So right now she's a cutting, she's in water. It took me, I kid you not, 8 or 9 months or so just to get this thing to root. Every time it would root, it would rot. So I finally figured it out. I put it in moss and then I put it back in water, and I'll show you what the roots look like here. So these roots are a mixture of moss / water roots, so that's why it kind of looks a little mucky, but it has really nice, like, new, healthier roots growing at the bottom here, if you can see. She's doing great. I mean, she's really doing great at this point in life, but she wasn't always. She has these 2 baby leaves here at the bottom, which are really cool. You know, she's doing her thing. She's not like out for the count yet. So that's why I'm holding on for hope with this one. But yeah, she's had quite the journey. That's for sure. Okay, up next we have my Philodendron Cataphyllum. This is another import plant I imported from Ecuador. She is basically doing about as well as the Gloriosum. Same sort of condition where she has not lost any of her import leaves. She is working on a new leaf, which is now brown, so I don't really know what that's gonna look like, but we'll see. She's rooting in water because she's still not ready for soil, so let me just show you those roots. Here they are, and yeah, she's rooting up, but I'm just not confident yet to put her in any other medium other than water until she really gets these roots up and running. So that's what she looks like for now. She's doing well. I mean, she's doing about as well as she could be doing. So that is her, the Philodendron Cataphyllum. All right. So my next plant is my second Philodendron Pink Princess. I have a much larger one, which I can insert clips of in just a moment. She's got such amazing variegation. It's very stable, marbly, I guess just mildly sectoral, but the variegation on her is very stable. This leaf here is half moon. However, no browning, and I have not dealt with browning at all with this plant at any point in my time with her. So that's how you know, in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I can tell if a plant has stable variegation or not, especially the Pink Princess, because these guys are known to, whenever they push out a half moon, they're known to deal with browning. You're probably gonna get some browning there. But this one has another really interesting, really crazy story. I imported this one in the dead of winter. So I live in the upper northeast coast in the US, and the winters here suck, okay? And so I ordered this plant in the dead winter, and it shipped to me, and all the leaves just died. Cold damage, really bad cold damage. So I had to make a little cut down here at the bottom, and then from that cut, it shot up a whole new growth point. If you can see, this is the main stem. Let me see. So this is like the main stem, and I cut right here. And then from there, it shot up this whole new growth And then this entire stalk is where the new leaves have decided to emerge from. So that's really cool, and what I absolutely love about the Pink Princess. And I think other philodendron do this as well, but I don't really know because I haven't really done it with them as much. But I definitely, with Monstera and with the Pink Princess, when you make an incision at one point, you can very likely expect a new growth point to emerge nearby in close proximity to that cut. So, and then from there you'll get all of these leaves, which is really cool, and I'm really happy about that. So this is my baby Pink Princess. Last but not least is my Philodendron Brazil. I originally purchased this plant from a local grocery store, and it was super tiny. It was probably like right here. And now, as you can see, this plant has grown so much. It is trailing unbelievably. It's so long, and I've already taken cuttings from it, and it still just keeps on growing. I love these leaves. They're just so pretty, and I love the two-tone coloration there. I mean, I think honestly, there are a lot of plants I can go ahead and say are underrated in the plant community, especially a lot of these common house plants that sort of get outshined by the variegated Monstera and the variegated Philodendron Pink Princesses. But honestly, this plant has got to be one of my favorites because of its variegation, and just that stripe down the center there is really pretty. And then when it starts to trail like this, that's another awesome thing I love. And this one's currently like in my window, so it looks really cool, just kind of trailing from the window when it gets some sun. So yeah, love this guy. She's a beaut. Philodendron Brazil. All right, and that's all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the collection today. If you did, and if you like this type of content, feel free to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.